Hey guys, it's Cerulean Jake bringing to you another episode of Fire Emblem Engage. And in the last episode, wow, that was a lot. It was a lot to take in, a lot to focus on. But this time, I can tell you that the chapter we're going for is going to be a long one. However, it's not going to be a long span of intense focus. There will be some tough moments, yes, but a lot of it will just be slowly trudging through a map. So don't worry, we are going to be able to split off focus and be able to talk about just whatever from time to time. Let's go ahead and see what we got from the well. Well, not meant to be a joke, but not bad. Obviously, I would love to get more expert books, but Silver Great Axe and Pesh Cats. I don't have any more dagger units, so that's good to throw back down. Silver Great Axe, good to throw down. Okay. I think that we can't do it right this minute because I'm still on the fence about this silver blade. I don't know if I'm going to end up using it or not. So we'll think about it. I think we want to go for like a 3 or 4 star pull here. What can we toss down? We got some javelins we're not using. These two. Toss those down. Do we have some steel stuff? Or at least steel level? We got plenty of magic to do a 3 star. Do we need the Elfire? No. Or not Elfire. El Thunder? Not really. I think we could toss that down. Somebody's getting upgraded to Balgana, and I'm gonna say probably Anna. I don't think she can wield it just yet, so that's my big concern. But Celine has the Levin sword. What else can we toss down? We can toss down the stilettos. That's not a 4 star pull, though. Steel? No. Okay. Those javelins aren't going to do it then. So, in that case, I tossed that down. What else did I toss down? I kind of forgot. Is some lances? No. That. Oh yeah, the stilettos. Really? Okay, so the stilettos aren't enough. Are there still... I thought those were the level 2s. Yeah, because the level 1s are the cards. Huh. That's not enough. Are javelins really that useless? Or is it the stilettos? Well, not useless in terms of usability. Useless in terms of price. I don't think it's the El Thunder. I can tell you that much. Let's just throw in an iron. Yeah, okay. It's taking way more time than I wanted it to, but it's really fighting with me here. Really not wanting to just give it to me. Could do the hand axe. Well, I mean, that's actually be the same as... Yeah. It's gonna be the same as the Javi. Oh, you know what? You know what? Really? Alright, alright. Wind, wind, wind. Thunder, fire. 3 stars. Wow, that was annoying. That took a lot more time than it needed to, and we have a lot of consideration we need to do here in the arena. We have some new old emblems we need to talk about. Not that we need to give them a bio. That's all well and done. Ooh, we're close. Let's give it to you. Not that we need to give a bio. We already done that. But
Ivy, Crown Princess of
we do need to talk about their position. Oh, goodbye. We do need to talk about their position in our army now. What I can tell you, and this should come as no surprise given how I've spoken about Leaf in the past, in my opinion, he is the worst emblem in the game, including DLC. So, probably won't be using him. And by probably, I mean I won't. But he does have some of the best inherits in the game. So, some people are going to be inheriting from him. Unfortunately, we chose the hand axe, so we're not winning this. Maybe with Folklonger, we would have had a shot. Not bad. We'll take that. Getting build where we don't really need it anymore, I think. Who else? Inaka, you're there. Give it over to you.
It's that mysterious wanderer, Yunaka!
It's me, Boucheron.
So anyway.
One out.
Hey, I actually won!
Taking a look at it, how many people are we looking to inherit with Leaf? We have, I mean, some people already have it, but we have 5 people looking to inherit something from Leaf. So, yeah, we got a lot that we're looking at here. Let's start out with, oh yeah, I had Jean slated for Build Plus, but I don't think that he needs it anymore. I did not take a minute to consider that, so apologies. It actually reminds me, there is something else I need to consider. I will do that in the break when I am doing chores. Who else? Diamant, I know you already have a level of it. I already had you inherit Vantage, and that is because you can't actually inherit any more levels of Vantage. You only have one. However, Panette, on the other hand, has not had such opportunity.
I am Panette, Royal Soldier of Solm.
I am Leaf, the Prince of Leonster.
So yeah, Panette is also going to be inheriting Vantage.
I'm so sorry.
This is part of the build. The idea is that we are wanting to get down in Vantage range, which as we upgrade Vantage...
Why is there an insect trapped inside that bottle?
Because I plan to keep it, that's why. Just look at it. Its colors are truly splendid to behold.
Okay, I mean, that's not too weird. Anyway, yeah, Panette is going to inherit Vantage because we want to get down to the Vantage range, which is going to be easier as it upgrades. So not only are we going to have max crit, but we are going to proc those crits before the opponent has a chance to attack, and the majority of the time, those crits are going to kill them. It kind of makes Panette a little invincible. There are ways around it, but she's kind of hard to deal with at that point. Next up is Saline. I believe I already have you inheriting some build. I do. What level could I get to? I already have you inheriting the maximum amount that he has to offer at the moment. I believe Yunaka is in the same situation in that, yeah, she is currently already inheriting the maximum amount of knife precision that she can get. So, we're not worried about that then. Okay. So, for now, we are done with that. We will be readdressing Leaf in the future. That does not mean we are done inheriting, though, because I actually have an equal amount of people that are wanting something from Sigurd. So, Let's talk about that. Hey, Ivy. I need you to go ahead and get level 5 with Sigurd.
Do you think me a worthy opponent?
I am Sigurd. Prepare yourself.
Oh yeah, we're doing pretty great into this.
How vexing.
Lucky, I suppose.
Olin really wrapped that one up.
I regret that we could not save your father. The pain of a grieving child is... I know it well.
You need not concern yourself. I am the Crown Princess of Elusia. I know my duty.
Fair enough. And to be fair, I don't think you really need to be grieving him that much anyway, at least from my perspective. I do want Ivy to go ahead and inherit it now, and since we did just inherit with her recently, she's going to need a tome to do it. But first I need to know how much it is. I don't recall. I'm hoping it's only 1,000, not 2,000. Okay, good. It's only 1,000. Very, very good. So, Ivy, you can go ahead and take one of these expert books. I know that puts you over the mark, and we could have done it with Adepts and Novice books. But, I mean, you're gonna need it eventually, so I'm fine with you taking it. Let's give you Canter. I am a huge fan of putting Canter on pretty much all of your mounted and flying units. We've seen how successful Chloe has been with it, being able to canter away, not just because she has a high movement range already, but because she is flying, she's able to float back over gaps and be safe. It's really nice when it comes up. So let's go ahead and get that equipped. We don't want to forget about it. Let us manage skills. Get cancer. I also think, pretty sure when we used Panette, we did the training, but we didn't actually inherit. I'm not sure that we can. Okay, level 1 is pretty cheap, so we can get level 1. We'll equip that. Our builds are coming together. We're happy about that for sure. Good stuff. Next, who else? I'm not worried about you just yet. Rosemary should be the one we need to worry about next. Emblem. I said it again. I'm never going to not call Goldmary Rosemary in a recording session. I've done it in the last recording session, which is like 5 or 6 episodes long. I have done it in this one too. Goldmary. That's why I'm calling her Rosemary. I have her name written down as Rosemary. That's why I keep doing it. Gold Mary. There. Fewer mistakes will be made.
Apologies in advance for the devastation.
I am Sigurd. You
All
thought to
right.
duel me.
So, now what you might be thinking. Oh, you're going to inherit Canter on Goldmary as well?
Sorry that you stood no chance.
I mean, it's kind of the opposite reasoning, right?
Please continue to help us fight the Fell Dragon, Goldmary. The people of this world need you.
With a sweet entreaty like that, how could I possibly refuse?
I don't know. You could. I don't think you ever were, though. But yeah, is it kind of like the opposite argument of her movement is so bad that you want the extra 2 steps? Well, no, because we're clicking wait a majority of the time anyway, and that would just be counter to what we inherited earlier. No, the entire point of why I'm doing Goldmary with Sigurd is actually lance power, because
Goldmary,
generals
soldier of Elusia.
generals are locked to a singular weapon type. Well, the downside of the power skills is that
I'm sorry
you
that
lose a
stood
void
no
rate,
chance.
which we do not give a shit about. We are now just getting, at all times, +6 attack because we can't ever get off of Lance. Like, except for using Hector, we can never get off of Lance. This is why I say that Jade kind of does better with Hector, because you can do axe power and you'll always be using an axe because you'll never want to use rune sword anyway. But that's aside the point. 90% of the time, we are using a lance, getting +6, eventually +10, with 0 downside. Problem is, the power skills are pretty expensive. So, I might just go for level 2 as of right now. Because I don't want to use both of my expert books just yet. I will go ahead and use another one, though. We'll use this. And I'll use an adept book. We don't have infinite SP, and we definitely have some expensive skills we're going to want to buy in the future. So, Gold Mary, you can have your lance power. +4 attack at all times, not bad. We have seen it do wonders for Diamant. To the point that it's honestly been hard to justify using Revanche at times. Alright, I think we're pretty well covered on all that. And looking around, I think that covers it. There is one more person. Oh, to hell with it. Let's go ahead and do it while we're here. I did say that you should prepare because in this chapter I want to do a lot of inheriting.
I'm Seedall.
Seedall is also going to be inheriting Cantor. The reason dancing is one such action that can proc Cantor. Okay, skip. Come on. We already knew we were going to lose that. Dancing is one such action that does proc Cantor.
You guarded an emblem ring for us. I thank you for looking after my friends.
This praise will go to my head if you're not careful. But truly, I am glad I could do my part.
So, the importance behind this build is what it's allowing us to do is we can run up, we can dance, and we can get the hell out of dodge. It makes your dancer so much easier to use. The thing about dancers prior is that, I mean, straight up in the oldest games, dancers were unable to defend themselves whatsoever. And then eventually they decided to give them, throw them a bone, let them be able to defend themselves. They're just not very good at it. They can at least fight. Azura had a lance. Olivia had a sword. They're just not very good at it. Well, Seedall can defend himself, because he has arts. You never really want him to. So maybe instead of forcing him to defend himself, how about he just dance and then leave? So much better. Very great option. Definitely going to be abusing that. And it also makes it to where our quality time plus is a lot easier to position. And we can use it on anyone in the surrounding area that we danced rather than the person that we just did dance. Now, I believe healing is in the same vein where we could go ahead and inherit Cantor on Hortensia, but I find that I have a bit of a better build for her, so we're not going to be doing that. I believe that is all, though. We have now found everyone who can inherit as of this moment. So we're good to go. We can move on. I will see you in a little bit when I am done with my chores and I am ready to start distributing some stat buffs. Okay, we are back, and it is time to start distributing our stat boosters. That is right. These things that have been taking up inventory space for so long, it is time for them to find a home. So, before we do this, I want to explain really what you should be using stat boosters for. There are two schools of thought. Put them on units that are already good at the stat, make them even better at the stat, and this is meant for the ideology where you're using a few really good units and they're just going to clean house. Another really good way, and a way that I kind of like using, I don't necessarily use it all the time, there are some units that are just a couple points away from being good. So take Gold Mary in the hero class, for example. Gold Mary in the hero class is lacking just a few points of speed. So if we were to drop, let's say, a speed wing on her, suddenly that build issue that she was having isn't as bad, especially when we start giving her a better item set than she had. Suddenly, Gold Mary actually becomes pretty dang good in her base class, which she already was, but this really just gets her there immediately. I think a lot of the same could be said for Rosado. I think that these stat boosters are intended to be given to your units that are just not quite there. Your Marins, your Rosados, your Gold Marys. And if you just give them a little bit of a boost, suddenly they're great. I'm doing something a little bit different, but with a similar vibe. I'm going to be patching holes in my party. So, to start things off, units who are lacking on HP. Number 1, Celine. She's actually very, very low. A lot of other people are already in the 40s, and she is just not there. So, she's going to be taking 2 of these Seraph robes. And that is going to immediately throw her right in the bounds with everybody else. But she's not the only one. Ivy is meant to be sort of a bulky unit, and yet her stats are just a little, just teeny tiny tad below where I want them to be. So Ivy is going to be getting a +5 in her HP. This is going to increase her durability just a bit. Next, energy drops. Who is going to take the energy drops? Well, first off, this is probably the most controversial one that I'm going to do. I want to give the energy drops to Celine. You know, you're saying, okay, this is terrible. This is the worst possible thing that you could be doing. Because yes, it does go well with Ignis. But by giving Celine an energy drop with the hopes of proccing Ignis, all you're doing is basically giving her a +1 to strength instead of +2, since Ignis only uses 50% of your strength. Well, yes, but if we take a look at Celine's strength now, it is now 18, which with the emblem becomes 20. You know who else has 20 strength and has been performing quite well? Jake. I think that Celine is now perfectly capable of wielding a sword, and I'm going to be looking around for a good sword to give her. For now, though, let's just go with this. Next, Alchrist is actually significant. He's a bit lower than a lot of our other physical units. This will keep him in line with everybody else, which he doesn't necessarily need all that strength to function, as you have seen. We've been using him to great effect without it. This is just going to make it all the easier to use. Next up is 2 Spirit Dust. I am going to be dedicating both of these to Celine. Now, why am I going to be doing that? We have 4 magic units. Ivy has been growing strength quite well, or not strength, growing magic quite well. She could use it. She was one of the options I considered. However, ultimately, I don't think she'll need it going forward. I think she'll be fine. Do I need to explain Anna? Cool. Hortensia is the other option I could have gone with. She obviously has the lowest of everyone, so maybe she's the optimal play here. The thing is, I'm not really planning on ever using her to attack outside of just a quick little chip, which is why I also didn't give her the HP when she clearly needs it most. Overall, if Hortensia is ever taking a hit that isn't based on magic, then you're doing something wrong. So we are not wanting to get her involved in pretty much any fights. With that in mind, Saline becomes the obvious option. We can go ahead and pump up her damage so she becomes more in line with our other magic users. On top of that, once we engage, we're getting plus 10, so suddenly she becomes a magical nuke, much like Anna does. 34 would be what she's at, so pretty great. Next up is skill, and if we go through, or rather dexterity, it used to be called skill. If we take a look at the dexterity, honestly, everyone's doing fine. Ivy and Diamant seem like the obvious options because they're some of the lower ones that we have, and they have skills that proc based on your dexterity percent. Well, the problem with this is that both Diamant and Ivy actually cap their skill really low. And I keep saying skill, but that's just, I played all the old ones, okay? So, don't blame me. Lindworm maxes out dexterity. These are based on the class, by the way, not the character. Though I do believe the character has a small influence. Lindworm will cap dexterity at 25, which we are currently on 19. With enough level ups, we might actually just hit the cap naturally, so we're not going to want to do that. Same with Diamant. He caps it at 23. So, yeah, we just don't want to waste the books. I think Goldmary is actually a great option since she also is fairly low. We do want her hitting her attacks, and it's one of the few stats that she is lacking in. So she gets the skill books. Or the secret books. Yeah, the secret books. Both of them, that is. Next up is the all-important Speed Wing. We only have one of these, and I do believe we'll get some more in the future, but for now we only have one. So, where does the all-important Speed Wing go to? It is the most important stat in the game, so we really needed to be careful in how we considered this. There were quite a few options that I really did consider, but ultimately I ended on Ivy, because not only is this going to increase her durability in that she's not getting doubled, but she actually will start to move into the doubling territory. Because with Balganun, she has 21 speed. If she had a 23 speed with Balganun, we're looking pretty good. So, she will be getting the Speed Wing. Next up is Luck, and you'll notice I'm not moving anywhere. Luck is not a really important stat, so I took a look around. Ivy is the only one with a bad luck stat, and while I could give this to Anna to expedite the process on getting those 500 golds, it's not that big a deal, and I think what's more important is ensuring that Ivy doesn't get crit, putting all of that defensive use to waste. Next up is defense, and once again, we're not moving away because, like I said, I really wanted to invest in the defensive capabilities of Ivy. I want her to be a unit that can fly around and realistically do whatever she needs to do. So, one of these 3 Draco shields is going to Ivy. However, the others are not. I have 2 other people who want to run up and eat hits. Diamant is one of them, and while we're not going the Ike build anymore, Diamant is essentially our hero of the game. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, I'm referring to hero as a class, not hero as in like a metaphor of what he is, or a descriptor rather. Diamant is meant to be an all-arounder that is good at most things. So being able to run up and eat a few hits is within his wheelhouse, and giving him more defense to do it with sounded good to me. So he is going to be taking a Draco Shield. He won't be taking both, though, because Panette is the other person who wants to eat up hits, and she is also lacking in the defense department. So she will be taking the last Draco Shield. Finally, we have 3 talismans for resistance. And this may be controversial. No, not this one. I am going to give another one to Ivy because, like I said, I want her defensive capabilities to be great. This is the controversial part. There are quite a few units that could benefit from it. Saline could eat up some magic hits. Could be good for baiting it out. Yaka could be a decent idea since the mystic units ignore the covert bonuses. I think we have a few options that we could go with, but ultimately, I've made a very strange one. I took a look at Gold Mary, and 12 res ain't bad. And I do want Gold Mary to run up and eat a lot of hits. So when we get into scenarios where there's a mage grouped up in a bunch of physical units, I think it might actually be nice to be able to eat the hit rather than just, we can't stand here anymore. So by giving her another 4 resistance, I think that 16 res puts her well within the mark of being able to eat a couple mage hits. So I think the last 2 talismans should go to Gold Mary. I actually did not realize that it was going to cap her at 15. So I did end up wasting one of those points. And had I known that, I would have only given her 1. I still would have stayed with my decision to give her 1. But I did not look that up. I only used my knowledge of, I know that a few of these cap pretty low. Oh well. Wasting 1 point out of all of those that we just distributed, I think is perfectly fine. For now, we have a long chapter ahead of us, and we have spent a bunch of time just doing stuff here in the Somniel. So even though we do have some silver that we could be forging with, I think we're going to be holding on to it. We're going to go ahead and do one more chapter before we start forging. I'm ready to move on. Let's head to the Divine Paralogues. So, if we take a look around, we only have one more Divine Paralogue left. As you see, we have cleared up all of these other ones. And that last Divine Paralogue is here in the underground passage. Let's begin the chapter. The Doting Sister.
This place is rather dark. It's scary, isn't it?
Even if there is a bracelet here, it might be hard to find.
Wait, I think I see it over there. Yes, that's the bracelet of the Doting Sister.
All right, I'll summon the emblem. Soar high, Emblem of Revelation.
It feels like I've been asleep for ages. Thank you for waking me. I am Camilla, Princess of Nor.
Emblem Camilla, we've come to ask for your help. I'm the Divine Dragon.
I almost can't resist someone who asks for help so sincerely. Almost. I need to think about it, though, which I promise to do if you can prove your strength.
You plan to test me, then?
What? Is battle not to your liking? Why, you're as gentle as Corin. Of course, it can be preferable to reach an agreement with words alone. But sometimes that isn't possible. Sometimes you have to fight, even if it's your own family you're fighting.
What do you mean by that?
My sister was torn between those she was raised with and those she was related to. Even while wrenched between Nor and Hoshido, she showed magnificent resolve. She fought for peace and forged her own path, even though others resented her. Is your resolve as strong as hers? I will not settle for anything less.
I'm not comparing myself to anyone, but I am determined. You're welcome to see for yourself.
Well then, I assume that means you accept my challenge?
I do.
No hesitation. I like that. Shall we begin?
Okay. We have the final Divine Paralogue emblem here. I almost said Emblem Corin. Emblem Camilla. This is actually a character that we have brought up already, in that Camilla was represented in Corin's Paralogue. This is another map from Fates, as you may be so inclined to assume. I believe it has been a long time since I've played it, and I only did 3 full playthroughs, one of Birthright, one of Conquest, and one of Revelation. I did a couple more stabs at Revelation to try out a couple different units, but I never finished them. I want to say that this is a Birthright exclusive map. There's a chapter, Camilla actually alludes to this, there's a chapter in which you must face Camilla, and it is when you've sided with Hoshido. Essentially, Camilla says that she loves you, and that is why she is the only one who is allowed to kill you. So, that's where we're at. We have Emblem Camilla here. She's pretty strong, I would say. Got a lot of moves, so you do need to be careful. She is backed up by her retainers here, represented by these two, what are they called? Fabrications. We have Selena and Baruka backing her up. These are going to be units that we mostly want to ignore. Once we bait out Camilla, we're going to want to target just her and finish the map. As for how the map is going to work so far, why did it say that this is going to be 35 turns? Well, that is because with all of this stuff in the way, we are going to be forced to slowly push our way through narrow pathways, winding around until we get to about here, where we can actually bait Camilla and we don't have to go all the way around up to her. That does not mean we have an easy way to make this quick. We are definitely going to be pushing our way through here slowly. But for now, let's go to unit selection. Who do we got? We're going to have to leave one of our units behind. So obviously we can leave the 2 rotational units out. But who sits on the bench otherwise? I'm actually a little inclined to bring both, or not both, all 3 of my magic units. And the reason being is at some point we're actually going to be splitting off into multiple groups. And I want to keep healers near everybody. So, I think who we're actually going to be dropping here. I say we drop Panette. The reason being, Panette has reached a decent level, and she has also gotten to a point of anti-synergy. So, she's kind of in a situation where she's a little screwed with her own emblem. Of course, she doesn't have the emblem that we really want her to have, so kind of a shame. It's not really her fault, but I do think that Panette is the one that we are kind of best off without. So we'll be dropping her, we'll be bringing in Anna. The emblem rings, we actually do have some emblem reassignment here, because Jean, you are finally out of limbo. Your emblem of choice has returned. You are with Sigurd.
Sigurd!
Leave it to me.
That's going to be good to get them. He's actually already been using Sigurd. I've had him paired with him for a long time, so that was actually something you already knew. I acted like it was like, oh, they didn't know this. I genuinely, I mentioned this in a few episodes ago that this project has been like over a year in the making. I genuinely don't remember what happened in the first like half of the project. So I didn't know I paired Jean with Sigurd that early. I thought that maybe I kept Sigurd with oh, what's his face? Not Dimitri. Alfred. I thought I kept them paired for quite a while. Which, yeah, they're bond level 8, so I did, yeah. For quite some time. Okay, but how would we want to do this? I'm going to make a weird sounding decision, and I'm actually going to put Gold Mary at the back. She's going to be chilling back there. Diamant, you can remain in the lead because there's a lot of lance users up there. You can actually back off a little bit because, well, maybe not. Yeah, unfortunate. I don't want to engage just yet, so we'll put you up here. You can definitely go back up here. Put you here. I actually forgot to look around for a good sword for Saline. But I don't think I have... Yeah, I don't really have a good one just lying around. Honestly, what could be a good one is Folkvanger, because it is very, very lightweight. Now, I'm obviously not going to be doing that right now, because Folkvanger is Diamant's weapon of choice. However, I might be spoiling a little bit, but it won't always be that way. So, maybe in the future. So let's see. You're fine. I can... Okay, first off, I definitely want you to have a way to heal up. We'll drop the Elwind since you haven't really been needing it. Your Levin Sword has been doing fine. Even though this is actually one of the scenarios where maybe it'd be good. We're going to give you a basic healing staff. Do we have any more treats? We do. Here you go. So you have options now, which is good. Ivy is good. Anna, you're good. You're not in the battle, so you don't matter. Everyone else, I think, is looking good. Yeah. Phenomenal. Let's get going. I don't need to save before this. Well, actually, I will save before this. Because I did a lot of organizing stats there. Let's fight.
Shall we begin? Allow me to start by showing you the power of the Dragon Vein.
This new terrain will give our flying enemies the upper hand. We better be on our guard.
So, that is going to be the main gimmick of this chapter, is that Emblem Camilla. Back in Fire Emblem Fates, it was not just Corrin that had the capability of using dragon veins. Anyone with royal blood had dragon's blood running through their veins, which means they could detect dragon veins and use them to their advantage. In this case, there is a bunch of buildings in our way, a bunch of scaffolding and whatnot, that Emblem Camilla can fire water balls at and damage. When they are damaged, they become rubble, and they're traversable by flying units, whereas they typically would not be. So now, flying units are at the advantage, whereas our units on foot are not. Now, eventually, she's actually going to be doing this once every single turn. Eventually, she's going to go through and hit them all again, opening them up completely where even land-based units can get through. So we're going to want to be careful of that, but for now, we are focused on dealing with the flying units. So I don't think I've ever done this chapter this late in the game, so it's actually a bit interesting. These are actually pretty strong units. They don't have silver weapons, though. That's really nice. Okay, well, we're not starting off all that hot.
Off I go.
Okay, that's good.
I'm here.
Liable to take a hit here, but we're doing fine.
Goodbye.
We can canter away. I definitely like the idea of that.
Whatever you
However, it shouldn't be a big deal because I plan on coming up here and taking care of this guy if I can. Ooh, he's too fast. You don't hear that very often when I'm referring to Chloe. So you know what might be a good option here? If I can do it. Oh, you have a longbow? You do. That makes things a little more difficult. I mean, we do have an emblem energy right here, so it's not that bad if I do it. And you probably have great res since you're a Griffin Rider. Yeah. So let's do it this way. I want you dead, so you're gonna die. Fail not it is.
I'm ready to dig in. You never had a chance.
There we go. I do plan for the combination of Chloe and Ivy to be handling all this. Unfortunately, she's not able to reach. She can get this, but then she can't cancer away because I put Chloe there. Yeah, she'd be in archer range, which is no bueno. So we're just going to put her here for now. May as well go ahead and put all of the danger symbols on here.
I'll do my best.
Is it just the archer? Yes, just the archer. I'm not too broken up about eating an archer hit. I just want to move forward as fast as possible.
Let's go.
We'll wait to use you.
Yes.
Because I want everyone else to also move up as far as possible. And you're going to be dropping a dragon vein.
I smell gold.
Ready for me?
Yep. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I've definitely never seen that. Yeah, I usually handle Camilla's chapter pretty early. What is wrong with Diamant? Like, there is something up with Diamant that he is going to be crit repeatedly throughout this whole Let's Play. And I am not a fan. It's so annoying. And his luck isn't even bad. His luck is with Lucina, it's 17. It's not bad. I do not get it. Is it... No, I'm holding the hand axe. I'm not even holding Folkvanger with the Byleth engraving. And besides, Byleth gives plus dodge. Or does it? It might just... Folkvanger has higher... I don't know. I do not know. I genuinely don't. Anyway, let's handle this situation. I definitely want to run up and nuke this sniper because he's kind of what's shutting down a lot of my advance here. You do move, so we'll need to be careful of that. L-Fire, L-Surge, L-Surge. Okay. These guys actually have a decent range because of their attacks being... nope, max 3. It's not quite the same as the ones we were just fighting the other chapter. That does not put me in range. I think we're free to get a little aggressive here. We would be out of the L-Surge range going here. Okay. Here's what I want to do. I want to go here. And I think Tomahawk is actually what we're wanting to do here. Because Tomahawk puts me at advantage... Or, not at advantage. At an equal playing field with the axe user over there. And we're able to retaliate against the mage.
You never had a chance.
And we're not worried about the Armor Knight because Ivy's about to take care of that. Attack, and he is dead for sure. Stuff. We don't want to attract the Griffin Knight, so we back off. Anna looks like she can take care of this. Who knows? Might get $500.
I'll help.
All in a day's work.
Now, before we start zoning out and just pushing forward, I want to see what these guys are doing, because I've never seen this. At the start of the turn, applies frost to terrain within 2 spaces. It does not say that the terrain ever goes away. So, it is entirely possible that eventually they're just going to like fill the entire area with ice. And that might include their own space, which is going to upgrade their move by 2. So, they would become a little more dangerous in that case. Hopefully that's not going to happen immediately. Diamant needs some healing. Let's go ahead and make that happen. There we go. Pretty well healed up there. Got Rally Spectrum. We do appreciate having that. Always very nice. You can handle this pretty easily.
I'm here.
Now, Diamant, assuming you're in the mood to not get crit anymore, you're probably best suited to eat up a lot of the attention here. You go here, and they have steel and a tomahawk. I'm still going to go with Folkvanger here. Yeah, you're going to eat up all that attention. You're going to go down here, and unfortunately we're not pinning you, because you can fly over that. There we go. I am going to use Yunaka to cover my tracks. Oh, I forgot. Cancer. Put you here. We're going to use Yunaka to cover my tracks. Dragon Vein, Vein of Fog. There we go. These guys are feeling a lot better, a lot safer. You are in range of who? That guy? 10 defense to 17 defense. As weird as it is. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use something I generally don't. I'm going to equip the mini bow. I hardly ever find a situation to use it, but here we are. Alright, and Gold Mary has found her, like, almost permanent position for this map. Now, I will say, like I said, I have not played this before this late into the game, so something could happen where Gold Mary is actually in trouble. So she's not going to be sticking back here alone. She's going to have some help. 21 damage. That would have been quite a bit. Luckily, we dodged that.
You never had a chance.
Now, Mr. Axeman's going to come in.
Such a thing.
Looks like we would have been okay. We would not have been healthy, but we would have been
Never had a
okay.
chance.
Good stuff. The dragons are actually going to rush us now, which means Chloe has a new job. Because Chloe is currently engaged, so she's kind of in awesome mode, for lack of a better term. We want her to get rid of those dragons, which we were going to want to do that eventually anyway, because they have money. But they are concerning. Okay, luckily we are in kind of the perfect position to just be able to deal with this first one, assuming that we can just deal with it fast. The second one doesn't have money. This one does. You got 2,000 gold. And we can just deal with him, which is perfect. 90 damage! Hold on. That is a crazy amount of damage to be doing with one hit. Holy.
I've had my eye on you.
Alright, good stuff. We shut down that dragon bullshit. Get that done immediately. We're getting closer to the position where we are comfortable to just zone out and chat. I just don't want to start doing it and screw up. There we go. That'll secure the kill. Okay, the rest of that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So you know what? It is time.
I will atone.
What do we got on the list? Well, there is actually one topic. Seeing that this chapter is going to take so long to complete, I might actually be done with the recording session after this. So, with that in mind, I think I need to do a certain chapter that I promised a friend I would do. It wasn't really a promise. More like, I have a friend, she likes to stream. I was watching her stream, and I asked her for ideas on what to talk about. She gave me an idea, so I feel like I would be remiss if I simply ignored her. So, this is a little bit earlier than I had intended to announce this, and you know what? I'm not going to do a full announcement. I'm just going to tease it. We're not done with all the competitive Pokemon content. Put it that way. I, as of late, have been uploading some content that was competitively inclined, one might say. Ooh, you're not securing a kill unless you crit. Ooh, I'm assuming engaging. Yeah, it didn't do anything for you. Hold, please. Thinking. Okay. I think I just need to roll for the crit. I think that's realistically my only option here. If I'm wanting to do things the way that I want, then that's my only option. Okay. We did have like a pretty good shot at critting, so like it wasn't out of the realm of possibility. Pretty bad level up, but whatever. Okay. Not Jean. You were not the one I intended to click. This is what I intended to click. Oh, wait. El Thunder. We could take one. It'll be fine. Bane of Fog. I want to create a lot of room to get people up in here. Who am I sending what direction? They're both squishy on the physical side. You're doing more damage overall. And you're more varied. I think we'll leave Saline behind. Alright. Who hasn't moved? Oh. Duh. But yeah, we're not done with the competitive Pokemon content. I've actually been uploading some competitive Pokemon stuff recently. Not too long ago, at least. May have been a couple months by now. And I had a lot of fun with it. And now Pokemon Champions is out. You may see where I'm going with this. So while I don't want to get too specific, I want to wait to make the full announcement. It's not like it's a big secret. You should see where I'm going with it. We'll just say that we've got some fun content coming down the pipeline. Alright, so Steel Sword and Dagger, Steel Sword, Dagger. Alright, so this is new. I don't remember Wolf Knight's coming out. But, I mean, we got the spear for a reason. So we'll be fine. Do I rush this? It is dangerous, but I think that this is the best way to deal with the dragon. Rather than trying to bait it. And then Ivy can handle all this bullshit. Because these are going to be sword units that are attacking me. You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing. Literally the worst possible thing is that these guys randomly have some AI that if I cross up into this territory, they charge. That's the only realistically bad thing that could happen, I think.
Hungry for more. You never had a chance.
There we go. Back off. What do you have? 11 sword? I mean, let's not back off. I want to kill both these guys. You're doing L Surge. I genuinely am not scared of you. Alright, well. I got that out of the way, so let's scratch that off the list. A, like, not so subtle, but also not so direct announcement for future content. What else do we have on the list? You know what? I just gotta look at what we're facing. We'll hold off for a minute. we'll get to that. Let's have Ulcris take care of this. We do want to go ahead and get that speed taker going.
I'll apologize later.
So now we have 2 procs of it, I believe, which is good. Want our alacrity to be boosted up as much as possible. This is as far as you're able to reach, so we want Diamant to go next. I think Revanche is the way to go because we want to try to fish for this kill. We unfortunately don't get it. That's really sad. Okay. Do you move? You do move. You also move. Okay. So, with them all lined up, it could be really fun to do this, but we might be in danger. So we kill you, we do major damage to you 3, but we don't kill. So instead of just running through them, I'm going to disengage. I'll attack.
That must have hurt.
Is this damaged? Hold on. No, this is still impassable. So we are good to stand here and block. Hold on, hold on. I do want to kill you.
My turn.
There we go.
This time, victory was mine.
Now we've got this turn pretty well figured out, so we're fine, we're fine. Yeah, what are we wanting to... What other topic do we want to explore here? I'm going to search through the list here. I do have some old topics I never got to. See, that's a topic I wrote down all the way back in December. It looks like I actually wrote it on Christmas Day. Did I do a recording session on Christmas Day? Or was I just writing down ideas on Christmas Day? I genuinely don't remember. I mean, so obviously, like many people, I won't say all, like many people, I am very busy on the day of Christmas during the day. In the evening, we actually don't have anything special going. We do get together and we have dinner, but that's about it. We've already spent our whole day with family, so we kind of just go off and do our separate things. It's not out of the realm of possibility that I did a recording session.
You never had a chance.
Oh, to hell with it. Let's go ahead and let's talk about it. We'll get this off our list. So, what I wrote down, quote, decisions getting harder. And I do remember what that means. It's not so vague. I do know what I was talking about. So,
Use a hot spring.
I am... Oh, I bumped the mic there. As one might expect, because this is just the reality of how the world works, I've gotten older. Believe it or not. Yeah, crazy, I know. Fascinating concept one might not expect. But I've gotten a fair bit older than what I once was. And one of the key things I've noticed about getting older is that decisions become a lot harder. I believe the core reason behind it is that the decisions that you're making are more important. It's not that I'm necessarily making decisions that are going to change the world, you know, I'm not... I mean, just using an example in front of us, I'm not making a decision to, like, oh, do we chase Elusia immediately, or do we stay back and help the town that's burning in Firenze? I'm not making world-altering decisions. But I am making life-altering decisions. My own life, as well as the lives of those that are both right now connected to mine, or will eventually be connected to mine. So, I mean, you know, I don't plan to stay single for the rest of my life, so at some point, I'm gonna have a wife to consider. So, you know, how do I go about that? What do I consider right now? Things like, what type of job am I looking for? Where do I want to live? These are all things that I've started to consider, and it's things that, like, you know, they all kind of drop onto your plate at the same time. I've heard advice of, you know, you take things one day and one item at a time. I think that's decent advice. That's good. You kind of need to be contextual about it, though. Because there are, like, some of these decisions affect each other. So where am I going to live is going to affect what job am I going to work, you know? I can't just say, oh, well, you know, I want to live. I want to live in what's a like a state that's not well populated. I don't want to like dox my own living space if I don't know if I have already or not. I think Iowa is like pretty well like not well populated. I really want to live in Iowa, and I don't want to live in like the busy parts like Des Moines, Iowa. I want to live in the middle of nowhere, Iowa. That's where I want to live. Well, I mean, sure, if that's the case, then that's fine. If that's what I really wanted to do. But now, am I really going to be having like a high-paying tech job? Probably not, you know, unless they let me work remotely. It's just not going to happen. So, I mean, these are things that you need to consider. And oftentimes, these types of decisions that you make together, you end up... Oh, that's a risky one. At the very least, I need to hit. As long as I hit, it'll be fine. Okay. That's pretty nice. Got a little soul proc as well. Not bad. A lot of the decisions that you make will often go hand in hand. Like, if I'm really interested in having like the highest paid tech jobs, then I'm probably going to be interested in living in some of the really big cities, either in like California or Texas. And I don't think there's a ton of tech jobs in New York. That's more of like business stuff. There's also, I don't remember where Silicon Valley is. I do know it exists. Where? Not off the top of my head. Armor Slayer? Okay, so yeah, I can sit on here with Fenslayer and be fine. You can go this way. Yeah, I don't really want to go that way. Let's go down here. You can back off and just nuke this guy really quick. But it's just often that those sorts of interests align of what type of job do I want to work? Well, more often than not, I'm gonna want to live in the cities that cater to those sorts of jobs. So that's the sort of thing I don't really need to worry about that much. But it is something worth considering. You know, my buddy Owen, that I frequently have on the channel, he's going into the tech space. That is something I feel I can say about him that's not really like a big deal. He's going into the tech space, and he's pretty well stated that he wants to live in the middle of nowhere. Like, he wants people to be away from him and leave him alone. That's perfectly fair. That's a fine opinion to have. But he recognizes the trouble that he's going to be in finding a job. And in fact, he's already been having trouble with it, and he's been willing to move. He's willing to give up on that dream of being out in the middle of nowhere, at least in the immediate future, just to secure a job. And he's still been having trouble finding it. So, it's a little rough. Yeah, we're good. Well, let's like in a more general sense, because I kind of honed in on the whole like job and living spaces. And that's mainly the reason I've honed in on that, is because that is the decision making that I'm dealing with right now. And back then, when I wrote this down, I don't think I had a job. I've since gotten a job, but not really the one I want to stick with. It's just, it's a job. So, like, I'm still on the job hunt. So with that being the case, like, I am still in the situation of I do not have a direction of where I want to go in my life in the long term. And that's kind of a rough position to be in, because at times you can feel a little aimless is a good way to put it. You know, I don't want to say hopeless, because it's not hopeless. I don't feel that way. Not at all. Oh, nice crit. You definitely made my life a lot easier, because I was definitely wondering how I was going to deal with the follow-up. You eating that much damage. Yeah, this is a lot easier now. What do you have? Hellfire? Okay.
I won't lose.
Let's just move up. You actually need to heal him. Please, thank you. Ivy goes around here. So,
is it go time?
I guess, you know, it's been a little bit since I've done a comment question of the day. Head down to the comments, let me know. Have you experienced this sort of thing where, like, I'll go into more depth of explaining it, but the comment question is just, have you felt like you don't really know what you want to do with your life, even though you feel that it is time to decide? That's the question. That's the idea of what I'm dealing with here. And to go, like I said, I would. So, to go into more depth, I am definitely of the age where, like, it's time to decide, buddy. Like, if this were, like, older times, which it's not, I think it's important to acknowledge that it's not. So, things are different. Can I snipe some of these kills? Ooh, I can. I can start picking these off. As long as I hit. Well, you know, sometimes life just doesn't go the way we want it to. Okay, where was I going? You're right. So I'm of the age where if this were older times, I would be expected at this juncture to, I'd say, be in like middle management. I'd say.
Strange that I'm fighting.
Like if I were going with like a corporate setting, that's kind of the idea of where I should be. Because I'm not supposed to be like the CEO at this point. You know, not the big boss man, but like I should be up there. Like I should be. I'm experienced. I command some level of authority and respect. I am not entry level. Just leave it at that. Well, I mean, unfortunately, because I haven't figured out what I want to do, no matter where I go, I'm going to be entry level, and I'm not the age where that should be the case. So that's really unfortunate, and I wish it weren't the case, but I really have no one else to blame but myself. This dips the toe a little too much into politics, so I don't want to do that. I will only touch. I'm going to lightly brush the topic of college. I don't feel that college was super necessary for me. Okay, that's a new situation. I should consider what's going on over there. Yeah, I don't feel that it was super necessary for me. It wasn't a full-on waste of time. And I don't want to get into the topic too much. All I am saying is that it delayed my opportunity of getting into the workforce. So, I think that I've ended up in a situation where I feel super behind, and I let that bother me perhaps more than it should. Because it is definitely one of my number one concerns. It's one of the things that I'm thinking about almost daily. I guess in a manner of speaking, you could say that it haunts me to some respects. I don't think that it's not that deep. That I'm not sitting here every single day stressing like, oh my god, I'm not in middle management. I'm not that broken up. But it does bother me a bit that, you know, I'm not where I feel I should be. Also, I'm not doing the damage that I wish I was, so I think it's time to whip out Arid Bar. Get the hell out of here. It's because it keeps going to Claude. Like, I have a 2 out of 3 chance to get extra damage, and it keeps putting me on Claude. I know I want Dimitri, like, most of the time, but still. Just not Claude, and you give me Claude anyway. That'll be fine. Should be at least. This is definitely fine.
I'll help.
Alright. Luck didn't run out. We managed to get through all 3 of those Armor Knights without eating a tomahawk. Alright, pretty cool. Oh, also, we have maxed out our bond with Soren, so that's really cool. We appreciate that. We're working hard on that one. Interesting. Okay, it's 11 sword and steel sword. Mini bow is 1 range only. Yeah, okay, it's melee. It's not 1 to 2. Fortunately, it is not a crossbow. I've never gotten to play with those, is the thing. Because I think I've said this before, that I have played Path of Radiance. I have not done a full playthrough of Radiant Dawn. I always stopped, like, I think the furthest I ever got was like the beginning of Act 3. I don't think I've ever really gotten a good opportunity to use crossbows, because I'm pretty sure they weren't in Path of Radiance. I've heard that they're really good. I believe that crossbows are 1 to 2 range bows. I don't know if they have a downside to compensate for how good that is. I haven't heard of one, at least. But man, that's strong. Mini bow, not so much. Doesn't come up all the time. Alright, that's looking fine. Okay. Do I really want to stay on that topic much longer? I don't really think so. I think I've hit home on my point that I was getting at there. You know, just important life decisions rather than, you know, it used to be, after I get back from school, am I going to play Mario Party or Mario Kart, you know? Like, that was the big decision to be made. A lot more life-altering decisions that I'm making here. That pretty much sums it up, what I was talking about. I think we're done here. Scratch that one off, and we're done with the list from Christmas Day of last year. I do have one from April. It's currently May as I'm recording this, so not so long ago. We have one topic from back then. That one, it's also a serious topic. I don't know if I want to get into that one. A lot of these are like, I'm being serious when I'm describing it, but they're not important, like heavy topics. Talking about life decisions is definitely, that's a heavier topic. That's a lot to deal with there. Oh my. They're chasing Ivy. I think that's fine, because if we bait them over here, then they're gonna have a hard time. These guys we're doing just fine on that front. I will eat a tomahawk hit if I get too close, but I think I'm happy to do that. I missed this guy. That's a little brutal. How much damage are they dealing? They're doing 7 each, I assume. Yes, 7 each. So if I take out this guy with Arid Bar, and we're threatening kills on these guys. Pencilier. I'm doubling all of a sudden. Did I level up? No. Just getting a speed. Or these guys are slower? Both at 27? Wait. Wait. They're at 27, I'm at 28. Huh? Oh, when unit initiates combat. Yep. Okay. So I'm not going to be initiating combat. I'm only initiating from here. So yeah, we'll need Arid Bar.
It's not luck, it's fate.
Did I math wrong? They're doing 7. So yeah, I'll live. Not healthily, but I will. I actually could... Can I do it from here? No. I had to move here, and then I can physique. But like I said, she doesn't need it right now, so we're going to focus on assisting. Actually, if I can do it with Thoron, then yeah, I don't have to eat a tomahawk.
You were beautiful while you
I certainly
lasted.
appreciate that. We can get a start on killing you. The other guy's gonna die to Saline next turn, so I'm not worried about that. There we go. So we're fine on that front. I wanted to bait you, so you have 6 move. I also have 6 moves. So as long as I do the full move, you're not gonna be able to reach. I'm gonna do that. You're dead. I pick you. You're dead.
I'm still alive? Huh.
I don't know why you keep acting so surprised about that. We're going to stall this because this is a lot. But first let's focus on killing these guys. I do have Elwind. So that'll handle one of you.
Thank you.
Okay. Very good. We'll take that. No speed is a little sad, but we'll take it. I want a Dragon Vein here. And then we'll walk up. Finish you with Folkvanger. That'll do it.
You put up a good fight.
Alright, so what's going on with these guys over here? Dual lances. Range? 1, 1. Okay. Jean? How you feeling about this? You're fine to keep going. Oh, back up! I'm gonna have to redo that turn. I didn't think of backup hits.
Oh,
Alright.
dear. I won't be much.
What the fuck? Yeah, I don't need to see the rest of this turn. I know how it goes. Back it up. Damn it, Chloe was the first one to go. Alright, this time Chloe is the last one to go. You're dead. You attack this dude. Oh, I lost a good level up. Wait, okay, no, we're fixed growths. We're fixed growths. Right? We're fixed growths. Yes. Okay. This definitely wouldn't have happened there. And like I said, it's been a hot minute since I did the first part of this Let's Play.
Remember this.
There we go. Jean, you go back here. Wait, you run away. Wait, you go up here. Okay, that's looking fine. You attack with Thoron. You can still attack here, just do it with Fencer and then back off.
It's not luck, it's fate.
There we go. And then you can still attack here. There we go. We're good. Do a little speed run on that turn. More flyer reinforcements coming down. A little annoying. Don't care about that. Never getting hit by that. And then Camilla ends the turn by busting up that. Alright. Good. Jean, you'll be fine. Just give this guy a whack. And you'll be able to catch up just fine. Ooh. Getting those classic Jean levels. Very much appreciate that. Alright, so we can reach that guy with some dire thunder. I think... Not sure about finishing him off, though. Do want to back away. Yeah, we can finish him off. He's in range. We actually didn't need to do that in the first place. Little unfortunate the way I'm ending up doing this, because the next guy's an armor knight.
Thanks for the business.
We are going to go ahead and move on up here. And I will Dragon Vein. Well, we're not going to do that just yet. Because then I wouldn't be able to reach. Do this, and then we Dragon Vein. Ooh. I did some neck cracks there, and man, that is something I'd like to talk about. It's not on the list. I've been having a problem lately, and I don't know what the hell the issue is. I have had a... Wait, did I talk about this already? I may have. I actually think I may have talked about this, because it almost escaped my mouth, and I was like, wait, this sounds so familiar. I'll go ahead and say it. I have a permanent crick in my neck. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know how you guys say it. I've always, everyone around me has always said crick. But the basic idea is, like, whenever I bend my neck in a certain direction, it is painful. It feels as if I slept wrong, but I can't have possibly been sleeping wrong for every single day for the past 4 or 5 months. Like, It has been that long that it is just my neck is in pain when I put too much stress on it. I don't know what the issue is. It's been a little concerning. I know that a lot of people talk about the glories of aging and the weird pains that you get. I don't think that this is one of those. I think maybe it is just the way that I sleep, like consistently the way that I sleep. But like I've gotten massages. I've put heating pads on it. Like done all sorts of things to try to fix it. And man, it just doesn't fix. I don't know what the issue is, but it don't fix. Okay, so how are we handling this? We now are getting reinforcements from the bottom half of the map rather than the top half. This does happen at some point. I don't know if it's based on turns. It is currently turn 12. So I don't know if it's based on turns or if it's based on how far you get into the map. But this is where we're at, so... I definitely... Like, we definitely want to trade partners if we're going to do this. Because I was thinking you can go over here, you can bait both of these, and you were just not scared. 34 to my 39, like, yeah, go ahead, crit. Make my day. So we go here, and then we'd build Canter away. How much damage are we taking? Hold on. Taking 8 damage, so we're not super scared of that. I'm willing to come down here and Fencelir. Ooh, it has to be Eredbar. Okay. Well, this is our last turn of Eredbar, so that's a little rough. Instead, what I can do is I can come up here. Hold on, am I still in range? I am, so we'll stay here. And then you'll come over here and heal. That's how we'll handle this. Because you've been needing that heal for a long time. And now we get to make use of one more use of Eredbar. We are currently capped on bond with Crom. That sucks, but it's fine. We knew it would happen eventually. You do not secure the kill, but you're also not taking too much damage in return. Back off. Run down, I'll get some damage on you.
Nothing left of you.
We'll take that. Don't care for the strength, but we'll take that. I mean, this is pretty obvious what's happening here.
I'll help.
Honestly, with how bulky the people in this in this small hallway are, I think we're kind of just stuck going through this very, very slowly because I can't really come up here and do it. Oh, well, actually, do you have a javelin? No. Okay. Let's do it then. By the way, this right here is exactly the reason why I prefer Armor Knights over Great Knights. Yeah, having multiple weapons, cute, fun, enjoyable. Being able to move around while having a high amount of defense, awesome. Very much like it. Problem, they don't have as much move as Paladins do, so, you know, that kind of goes down the shitter. It's only one, so it's not as bad, but still, kind of annoying. On top of that, I just destroyed him. Like, he's not as tanky as Armor Knights are, and I broke his weapon. I was able to just get right through him, and he could not retaliate. I hate to say it. I really don't think that Great Knights are that good. I definitely think that the way to go is Armor Knight. If you're going to go that route at all. If you don't want to go that route, then that's understandable. Because you do have to play around it.
Dropped your guard.
Oh, goodbye. Here we go. Got our extra turn of Arid Bar. We actually doubled that one.
It's fate.
It crit me. Crit me, bro. Are you even able to crit when you're dealing 0 damage? Like, does it even bother rolling for it? I don't have the answer to that, but man, it would be funny to get a 0 damage crit.
Sorry if that was too much.
Those Swords Masters are coming my way, and so long as they don't have 11 sword, I'm chilling. Even if they do, I am capped on my res. Yeah, okay, we're fine. I'm gonna come over here and I'm just gonna... I'll let them both wail on me. I don't care. You guys might want to go ahead and get a move on. There are going to be more coming from this direction. I do know that. I kind of want to regroup. Normally, when I play this chapter not with harder difficulty and higher level enemies, by the time I've cleared out all the shit on the left here, like, I'm here with the group on the right. This has been very slow going, because I still have to do all this, I have to deal with this, and then the thieves. Like, it takes us a minute. We're going pretty slow. It's not the hardest chapter in the world. I stick with what I... Like, so far, my assessment has been the same. Of, like, for the level that we are, this is not the hardest chapter in the world. It just forces you to take things slowly. I mean, you could go fast if you feel like getting your shit pushed in. But, like, I don't know why you would actively accept a... Like, why would you actively go against what would be good for you? Like, I'm employing good strategies, not bad ones. I understand if you're wanting to do, like, a challenge run. But, I mean, playing badly is not part of a challenge run, you know? God. There we go. It was happening again. I don't know if you've ever had it where you, like, you get a hair in your mouth and you go to pluck it out.
I will never fail.
And it's just impossible. Like, you grab and you're like, okay, I got it. You pull and you look at your hand, nothing. I can still feel the hair in my mouth. Like, all right, grab, pull, I got it. No, I didn't. I don't know why. It's just... I guess it's like just maybe my hand feels like it's grabbing it when it's not, or it might be the saliva that's like making it stick better. I don't know. That's one of those, like, it's one of those science questions where, do I really need the answer to this? No, I really don't. It's really not going to be a good use of my time. You're fine down there. There's definitely some shit going on up there. Pretty easy way to deal with this to start out. We delete this guy.
I hope this is enough. I'm sorry.
And while we may not be able to stop the magic from hitting us, you know what? I'm stopping all of you guys. You ain't doing shit.
Out of the way.
This seems like a good spot for it. I don't feel like we're losing anything by doing this now. There you go. You do fine into this. It's just so you take a little more damage than I had hoped. I just don't want to get you up there because he has a longbow and a steel bow, so he deals 33. So you'd take 22. I mean, you'd be fine because you are faster than this guy. Quite a lot, actually. Yeah, it'd be fine. If we get hit by the archer, we get hit by the archer. I will go ahead and trade. Get you on longbow. So now, if he chooses you, and you retaliate perfectly well, you know, I know there's going to be more reinforcements. And I'm pretty sure they'll have armor slayers, so I don't want you taking them on. So you're gonna chill down here. Don't think Ivy needs to be down there though. I think Ivy can come up here and join the party. You're fine. Alright, cool. What else do we have on the list here? I said that the topic from April is kind of serious, so don't want to go on about that one. What are some of the like not so serious topics we got here? Some of these are pretty fun. Which one do I want to go on? You know what? I could go on about this one for a long time. And since we are getting near the end of the chapter, it's not going to be too much longer before we end this video. And I am going to get distracted with other things that I need to say once we get to the boss. I'm going to hold off on that one. The only thing is, this other one I'm considering might be a little too short. Might blaze through this topic, and then we're really in for a problem. Yeah, you can deal with this just fine. Also, this guy's a lance, not an armor slayer. So is the other guy on the other side the same? He is. Yes. Right, okay. Well, he's not threatening Jean by too much, so especially if we keep dodging. So the 1v1s will be fine, and then maybe we know how that goes. These two. Okay, so Yunaka, you are going to need to get your emblem energy back. So let's go ahead and just send you up here. That archer. I was not paying attention because I was looking at my list. That archer missed. Whoever he attacked, he missed. Pretty sure it was Anna. There we go.
I'll apologize later.
This is fine. Okay, so this topic I've been hyping up and not been saying anything about. This silly topic that's not so serious. Any of you out there do Duolingo? Because I do. And I'm not saying that to brag about it. I don't think that there's anything to brag about. You know, you either do it or you don't, and it's cool if you do, and it's fine if you don't. But if you do, do you get the feeling that the people over at Duolingo are trying a little too hard? Now, I heard that there was some recent drama with Duolingo and like AI or something. Like they're replacing Ja. Okay. You know, maybe that's a topic for later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck. Holy shit. Okay. I'm gonna have to let you come to me. I'm gonna run away. You're gonna go here. Block. You're gonna go here. Wait. Your job. We're gonna control point here. And then for the mages, Jean, since you can one-shot them, they also deal a good bit of damage to you. It's time. It's time to do the thing. Delete 2 of them. Alright, good stuff. You want to chase me down and hit me? That's fine, because it'll be the end of you. Can I actually reach you? No. What do you guys have? Silver? Okay. I think we'd be fine if I just bait one of them. I think both of them will come. And we stand here like this. That'll be fine. You can get moving this way. You need to chill here for this emblem energy. Okay. We have restabilized. We're doing fine. So, you guys get the feeling that Duolingo is trying too hard? Because I get that feeling. Let me tell you. I swear, Duolingo has not gone 2 full weeks without getting a damn update. And I've never seen it updating, so I don't know if they, like, I don't know if it's one of those things where the phone is updating the app without, it's just doing it automatically. I don't need to consent to anything. I don't know if it's doing that, or if it's, or if they release, like, you know how when you launch an online service video game, like, let's say Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, right? You download Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel on Steam. Cool. We have the game. But then, when you launch the game, oh, well, we're not done yet, because actually, you also need to download the data for the game. This is a live service game, so once you launch the game, now you gotta download all the rest of it. And this is where updates happen as well. Is it that? Is Duolingo also doing that? I mean, they could. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Had to crack my neck again. But so it's not just that. It's not just like, wow, they're really updating this a lot. That's really weird. It's also that the updates are often annoying. Because like I'll get used to how something works, right? And then they'll just add something new that kind of changes how that used to work. And some of them are like, okay, that's good. I like that. Like recently, what they've started doing is they'll add vocabulary checks at the end. Because they'll have various different exercises. They'll have pronunciation exercises where they will read off a sentence and they want you to, like, you tap the microphone and you repeat what the sentence said. So it tests your ability to pronounce what you just heard. Sometimes they'll tell you a sentence in English, and you need to recreate it. You want to recreate the sentence, like with whatever language you're learning. You also have to do it the other way around, where they'll read out a sentence in whatever language, and you have to say what it said. Or write out what it said, rather. Well, recently what they've started doing is at the end of the exercises, they'll do like 5 little flashcards with vocabulary. And I think what they're doing is that they're targeting vocabulary that you have struggled with in the past. That I think is good. That's been one of the few updates that I've genuinely enjoyed. Because while, yeah, it sucks that at the end of each of my lessons, I end up screwing something up because that's all the words that I sucked with. It's helping me learn, which is the important part. It's one of those things where I've never confessed to be an expert in Japanese, right? So my pride is not hurt via the fact that I can't seem to remember how to say platform. Like, to this very moment, I do not know how to say it, even though it has been in my lessons twice now. But all the other updates are often more annoying than anything. I remember, oh my god, it's time for difficult challenges. Oh, that one pissed me off. Because first off, it was just annoying the way that they presented it. There was this, like, they have these characters. They have a roster of characters that are native to Duolingo, right? And one of them is like, he's a white guy with either orange or blonde hair. I'm trying to envision him in my mind's eye, and I can't see it quite clearly. But yeah, he's got one of those hairstyles, and he's meant to be like an athletic type of jock type of character. And it'll pop up at the end of the lesson, and say it's time for some difficult exercises, and he'll scream. I don't even want to try to do it. He'll say woohoo, and he'll scream it, and it's like, I don't know why, but that just annoys me. And then it's immediately followed up by exercises that are more difficult than what you were dealing with. I very, very much prefer the vocab check at the end. I feel like I'm actually learning something with that and drilling it into my head. Some of the other exercises, or not some of the other updates that they've done that royally piss me off are the updates to, like, try to encourage you to keep going. And that is, like, they're trying to do what mobile games do and hit your reward center. One of the recent ones that they've done. So at the end of a lesson, I usually try to click through all the screens just to make sure that I get my streak continues to go, because that's the one thing that, like, okay, I know that this is, like, I'm specifically doing it to make me want to keep going, to keep my streak up. But I think that's okay. Like, I'm fine with that. If that's the reason I keep going, then fine. However, they've been adding more and more and more and more and more screens that you need to click through in order to just finish your lesson. Because it's like, oh, you finished the lesson. Now, before we show you that your streak has continued, we're going to show you some random dude that we paired you with, and you guys are earning points together towards some sort of reward that I haven't paid enough attention to actually know what it is. Like, okay, thanks. I never cared. Oh, and also, before you continue on, we also need to show you that you got a treasure chest. And you need to tap the treasure chest 3 times to open it. And when you open it, it'll give you a small reward. That's each time that you tap it, there's a chance that the rarity might go up. So maybe you'll get 5 crystals, but if the rarity goes up, maybe you'll get 8 crystals. Ooh. Please just stop. I do not want to click 17 more times just to get to the end of my lesson and be able to leave the app. I do 1 lesson a day, and I have considered seeing if there's a way to review the hiragana, because for the life of me, I can't remember it anymore. Like, that has left me. That's it. That's all the time I want to be spending here in Duolingo. I don't want to sit here and click through 17 screens. Like, I just don't care. I am here to learn, and that is all the reward that I need. And it sounds like so fucking nerdy. I get that. That's like it's like Sheldon Cooper type of shit specifically from young Sheldon. That's a different topic I'll transition into. But just to cap off the Duolingo one, they're treating Duolingo like it's a gotcha mobile app, and it pisses me off because I am not a big fan of those either. Very brief topic, because we're about to transition into dealing with Camilla. I never liked The Big Bang Theory. I understand that it was a wildly popular show, but I didn't like it. I didn't think it was funny. I've seen clips from it. I've seen whole episodes, and it was never my style. You know what was good? I've been seeing clips upon clips upon clips in specifically Twitter. I don't know what it is about Twitter, but people just post clips of shows. Young Sheldon, and specifically the evolution of that, it was like it's got some crazy title, like Georgie and Randy's second marriage or something. Point is, Sheldon is no longer the main character of the show. Georgie is. Those are actually pretty good. Young Sheldon's okay. It's not bad. The Georgie Cooper show, whatever it's called, that one's good. I like that one. I really do. I feel like it just really shows off, just family living with genuine feeling characters. There's been a lack of genuine feeling characters in Hollywood lately. That's annoying, but I'm glad that this show has kind of nailed it, in my opinion. So the reason I'm waiting here rather than charging,
Sorry if that was too much.
I want to see if I can bait Camilla into fully destroying one of these structures here. So that would make a lot of room for me. Well, no, not that one. That one I didn't care about. Like this one right here would be nice to get rid of. Good, so here's the issue that we're running into. Like I said, I want to bait Camilla. Problem. She is going to immediately use Dark Inferno. Why is that such an issue? If you know anything about this emblem, you would know that Dark Inferno typically doesn't do a ton of damage. Well, you would also know then that it sets the area on fire, and fire makes terrain difficult to travel through, which is not so great when we're trying to all funnel through a little spot. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind if this got destroyed because I can move everyone around over here. I don't really care. I kind of want her to destroy one of these before I go in.
I could use a hot spring.
No, come on, bro.
I'm here.
This is just an easy kill, so we'll take it.
I'll apologize later.
Next. Skipping the turn. What did you destroy? Did you destroy one of the ones I cared about? No. All right. Next. Skip the turn. Yes, okay. We can kind of funnel in now. I can leave a couple over here, and that's fine. But I want to have enough over here that I'm actually able to, like, have multiple people in on Camilla. She's 23 res, so she is... We can still hurt her with magic. She just won't take as much. I definitely want to get Yunaka up there. I think Ivy might be the one that we want to bait with. 17 damage as compared to... Actually, 14. Is she doing physical damage? She's doing physical. Hold on. 14. Do the same defense. She does not. Wait, she does have the same defense. What is happening? Is she using Camilla's axe when she's doing it? Because she gets more damage. She deals extra damage equal to the foe's res minus the defense. My res is bigger. So she gets a little bit of extra damage on that. That might be the situation. So what we need is somebody with high defense, higher than 21, and like no res. Got it. No, I think we'll be fine. We can eat that hit pretty well. We don't need to worry about all that. I mean, we still need to wait around because they keep throwing reinforcements at me, and I need to shoot it down before we're able to go. Oh, you destroyed this one too. How nice of you. Okay, after this turn, Alchrist will be in range to be able to help, so we'll be fine. Stab.
I will never fail.
Okay. Should be good to go. Let's do it. Pause. Or not pause. Pass. More reinforcements, awesome! Yeah, woo! Okay, anyway. Let's bait this. You have 24. You actually take less. If I bait you this way, I kind of want to bait you toward the middle, but then you end up right here. Because you're gonna I don't remember the pattern. Goes on certain spaces near the unit. Yeah, I mean, I know it's a checkered pattern. I don't remember which spaces exactly. I'm pretty sure it's not the ones immediately adjacent. I think it's directly under her and then diagonals. So yeah. It would, if she's trying to hit me direct on, it would be a space away. Okay. Let's bait you over here. I'll simultaneously get that. You need to move up. To get in range. I guess I could have done the math to see if Chloe or Ivy were going to get hit by this too, because it is a big enough AoE that many people can get hit if they're perfectly spaced around.
Perfection.
Excuse me? I need to be closer? Okay. I'll get closer. I'll just keep letting that happen. Guess if you're not gonna go for that, then move a tad closer. I mean, I'm waiting for this to blow up in my face. I feel like it is. It is like 5 seconds till it happens. Did you charge now? Not you. I don't care about you. You are fodder. Literally giving me like no experience. There we go.
I forgot to tell you, I'm terrible when it comes to restraining myself. If you don't fight me with all you've got, I may just be forced to really kill you.
I know you're not an opponent to take lightly, Emblem Camilla.
Well then, it seems I have no need for concern. In that case, I won't hold myself
I
back.
see that she can reach me because she engaged this.
Hurry up and die!
So I will be eating that hit. Ow. Okay, those guys will get close. Alright. So we already got the dialogue with Jake, so we're not worried about that. I don't know that I can actually secure the kill from this. We'll try, though. Yeah, we'll all in, and we'll try to kill Camilla here.
I'll be careful.
Obviously, you can go in. That's going to be the best damage you got. But you down to 21. In which case, can you double and finish? No. Too much res. Camilla's axe? Yes, Camilla's axe. And you're getting plus 10 res off of this? Yeah, that would be why. So magic is no longer that effective. The best thing I could do with magic is debuff. And what am I getting from lightning? Hit minus 20. Defense minus 3 is the best thing I can do to her with this, which I don't think will stack with this. Do we? I think we do. We might go for the torrential roar here. It'll debuff, it'll keep her in place, and the thing that is most important here is that Camilla will not be attacking me on the crackback. I just get a free attack here.
Lauren, I'm just elated to see you again.
I am happy to see you too, Camilla. Sadly, it looks as though we're on opposing sides. I wish I didn't have to fight you, but once we claim victory, you and I can be together again.
Hearing you say that almost makes me want to lose. But no, I won't hold back while fighting. I've made my choice.
Okay, got the debuffs down. That's good. Next, you can actually finish now. Can you? You do have more damage output. Not enough though. Okay. In that case, I am gonna go ahead and let Jean finish this first crystal.
Is it strange that I'm fighting?
Next, I'm kind of relying on Alchrist and Chloe here because they are super strong. Sure, you can move out. I don't care. Can you secure a kill? What about Houses Unite? Houses Unite does secure it. Let's do this.
Don't waste my time.
Good.
Now you know your limits.
We're gonna back off over here because what we can do is we'll get a dance. So we're good to go. We've got this pretty well locked up. Yeah, and that just kills. I mean, I'll take a freebie if you'll give it to me. Yeah, I don't think this is really gonna give me much because it was doing nothing for Gold Mary. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, let's finally finish this map.
You were strong.
Whew. That one is always a slog. I don't hate the map. It definitely just takes a minute.
Is that enough, Camilla? Do we need to keep fighting?
No, I think you have proven yourself. It is clear your resolve is as strong as I'd hoped. I'll gladly join you. I look forward to fighting by your side.
Thank you.
Of course. I appreciate your sincerity. You might actually succeed in shining a light through the darkness of this world.
Thankfully, I don't have to do it alone. With your help and all our friends and allies, I believe we can make it happen.
Quite true. It is difficult to achieve anything of consequence by oneself. I never could have hoped to defeat my father all on my own. Nor could I have imagined making peace with Hoshido. Thanks to Korin and all of our family and friends, we were able to change the world. I hope you will always cherish those closest to you.
I will. And I hope you'll continue to share your experiences during our time together.
Of course, sweet child. I would be delighted to do exactly that. Korin! Oh, Korin! I'm so happy you're well.
Camilla, it's so good to see you. Having you with us is incredibly reassuring.
We finally get to be together again.
For good this time, I hope.
We'll make the most of it. Now, how shall we celebrate? Perhaps a dip in the hot springs?
Come on, Camilla. Emblems can't bathe.
No? Well, in that case, why don't you rest your head on my lap the way we used to?
I think we're a little old for that. You never change, do you?
Whether I do or not, I'll always be devoted to you, Korin.
Emblem Camilla. We now have a new addition to the roster. However, take a little look-see down at the time bar. Yeah, I think we're gonna wait on talking about this one. Let's just go ahead and save. A little bit of a hammy acting there, I will say. The voice acting, normally throughout this game, it's actually been pretty good, I'll say. I don't think it's like the most impressive voice acting I've ever heard in my life, but it's not like it's not. Oh, there's some terrible anime out there that have like absolutely horrendous voice acting. They're all slipping my mind right now. It's not like any of those. But I mean, like, that right there, that would definitely be an example of voice actors not really having a whole lot of direction. It really felt like a lot of the DLC here was kind of just slapped together, and it was not as well directed as the main story. The Flora Port chapter we just did, I feel the animation was what was hampering the voice acting. I feel that Alear, for as kind of a bland as a character as he is, Alear's voice actor was doing a fine job. Vale was doing a really good job. I felt that chapter was really well acted, and it was followed up by really stiff character models not really doing much. That was the problem with that one. This one was, and the voice acting was kind of like this, and we're just talking, and it's all pretty well just written out for us. It wasn't great. That's okay. We're finally done with this chapter. We are also finally done with all of the Divine Paralogues. We have all of the bracelets. It is not going to unlock anymore after this. So, with that in mind, next time on Fire Emblem Engage, what are we going to do? Well, there's more than one type of paralogue. I think you know exactly where we're headed. I'll see you then.